boys and girls. Welcome back to North Kitsap Baptist Church Sunday School. I hope you're having a good morning. Well, today we're going to keep talking about Abraham. Abraham was a very old man now. He had lived a long time in the land God had promised him. He was 99 years old, and his wife Sarah was 89 years old. Wow, that's really old. Your mommies and daddies are not that old. Your grandmas and grandpas might not even be that old. Well, Abraham and Sarah had been married for many, many years, but they never had any children of their own. God one day spoke to Abraham and said, "I'm going to send a baby boy to you." Abraham kind of laughed. A baby, he thought. We're so old. But God meant what he said. He says, "Yes, you will have a son, and you will name him Isaac." Have you ever known anyone who's had a baby? A little baby? It's so exciting, and everybody's so happy, and it's fun. Maybe you've had a baby brother, or a baby sister, or a baby cousin. Everyone in your family celebrates and is excited. You can see why Abraham and Sarah wanted to have a baby. It was a happy thing. Well, one day, Abraham was sitting at the door of his tent looking out. It was hot where he lived. It probably felt good to sit in the shade. And looking up, he saw 3 men coming down the road. He didn't know them. They were strangers. But their custom was to invite strangers to stop and have food and drink and rest. There wasn't restaurants or rest stops like we have. So Abraham hurried and welcomed, said, "Come, sit in my house, have something to eat and drink, and enjoy the shade." So they came and sat down. Abraham sent a servant to go get water to wash their feet, because they were probably pretty dusty from walking along the road. And he called his wife Sarah and said, "Sarah, we have company. Please go make them something good to eat." So she went in and she probably baked some fresh bread, and they got out all sorts of good things to eat to share with their visitors. They sat and visited and enjoyed the cool shade in the tent and ate the good food. And as they ate, God said to Abraham, "Your son will be born next year through these men." And Sarah was in the back listening, and she heard that, and she laughed. A son next year? And then God heard her laughing, and he asked, "Why does Sarah laugh? Doesn't she know I can do anything? Nothing is too hard for me. Next year, you and Sarah will have a son." Wow, that just sounds so strange. But you know what? It happened. Sure enough, the next year, Sarah had a baby boy, and they named him Isaac, just like God had promised. And they were so, so happy to have a baby. They were so excited that they threw a big party and invited all their friends. And Isaac grew up, and I'm sure Sarah and Abraham enjoyed having a beautiful son and all the fun things that they could do together as a family. But you know, the best part is God had kept his promise. I trust in God's word. God always does what he says. Psalm 119:42 says, "I trust in God's word." And Abraham and Sarah could trust in God's word that he would provide the son that he had promised. And he did. And that was such a happy thing. Well, next week, we're going to hear more about Isaac as he grows up. So I hope you'll come back and see me next Sunday. Thank you.